What up? Serial Assassin here, and it's time for Serial Sound Advice. And my episode 1 is coming from the Dire Charlton. So he writes, "Hey man, before I start, love the channel and I always enjoy your content. This does include a girl, and by the way, as always, so I am 19 years old and I have my own place and all that, but the problem is marriage and a girl problem. I have a girl that is madly in love with me, and I kind of do as well, but I'm 19 years old though, and is marriage that age too quick? Please man, help me." Alright, so I'm going to address this from a couple angles. First off, age really should be irrelevant. You're an adult, you're a mature adult. If, you are ready for life and the next step in life, your age really shouldn't matter. Because, there's people that get married at, 30 and they're not ready. And there's people that get married at 17 and they're perfectly ready. It's a maturity level. It's a commitment level. It's what you want out of life. So I always look at it like this. If you're with somebody you love and that's the person you don't mind spending the rest of your life with and you actually want to spend the rest of your life with them, age really shouldn't be a factor. Because tomorrow's not promised. You may not be here a year from now. So what are you waiting for? Make that commitment, start your family, start your relationship and moving in the right direction. Now, personally, I don't think marriage is a big deal. If you're committed to someone and you're in love and you want to be with them, then having a certificate saying you're married really doesn't make much difference to me. The only difference here in the U.S. that it makes is a tax break. I'm not sure about other countries, so I can't really speak to that. So one thing I definitely would suggest before you get married, if you're not already living together, I would say live together for at least a year. Make sure that you guys can live together and still have that friendship. Still have, that intimacy. You're not stepping on each other's toes. You get to know so much more about a person when you're actually living with them rather than, they stay over now and then, or, they have a toothbrush here and a couple change of clothes. Like, you have to live with each other for like a year. So I would definitely suggest that. And I feel for a relationship to truly work, you have to have what I call the pyramid of love. You have to have friendship. You have to have trust, and you have to have intimacy. Now, intimacy can be 100 things. Most people jump to intimacy being sex, but it's more than that. It's being able to, hold that person's hand, to be around that person, to caress them, to, that personal connection that, you don't expect other people to have. And it goes beyond sex or making love or however you want to call it. So, that's a big component. Another big component is friendship. You have to be able to talk to that person. You got to be able to be open and honest with them, not hold things back because you're afraid of the way they're going to react, or you don't want them to know about you because you're afraid that they'll think of you differently. Like, you have to have an open friendship that is, almost they're your best friend. And those are the relationships that last. And then the last thing is trust. You have to be able to trust that person, not only to be faithful, but to, respect your relationship and honor, the commitment you guys have made to each other. And it also goes back to, you have to be able to trust yourself to live up to those same expectations, to be able to respect your lady, to respect your relationship and fully commit to that relationship in life, whether it's marriage or just being committed in a committed relationship. So age, I don't think is a factor. The only time age really comes into play is if you feel that you just have not had enough experience with other women or relationships, and you feel that there may be more available to you out there. And if that's the case, you should end the relationship now and go try to find it. But you may find out that what you had is the best thing possible. So don't always worry about, the grass being greener on the other side. If you're happy with the relationship you're in, you love that person, and not only that you love that person, that you're in love with that person. And loving someone is just caring about them, worrying about their well-being and all that other stuff. Being in love with that person, that means that, they are like the center of your universe. You love them. You want to be with them. You can't picture your life without them in it. And that's a big difference. You should be in love with that person. So as far as, your question, is it too early? I don't think so. Again, but that's a personal decision. That's a decision that you and your girl need to make with each other. And you shouldn't be pressured in because she loves you so much. Well, I owe it to her since she's so in love with me. I'll feel bad if I, not do it ourselves. You got to do it for you too. It's got to be you both are equally committed, because if one of you guys is less committed than the other, it's not going to last. And that's the sad truth. I know my first marriage, I got married for the wrong reason. I mean, I liked her. I guess I cared about her. I don't know if it was love or not, but she got pregnant, and I wanted to do the right thing. I didn't want to be my dad and get married and then ditch on my kids. Like, I wanted to have my family and make the best of it, and I tried. And for 10 years, I was miserable. And finally, I left, and it was over with. And I'm with the woman that I want to spend the rest of my life with. She is my soulmate. We have everything. We have trust. We have intimacy. We have friendship. We have everything we need to have a long-lasting life commitment to each other. So, that's what you need to try to find. And, you can't live with regrets. You can't settle down and think, oh, well, what if Susie actually gave me the time of day? Because I really would have liked to know what Susie was like. You can't think like that, because, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. So, again, it's a personal decision. You have to make it for you, and you got to be fair to her. If you're not going to commit and you are still looking for something else, you should let her go. You should let her know and let her go, and just deal with the consequences of hurting her, because in the long run, if you waste another 5-10 years and you get married and it doesn't work out and you break up, like, that's a lot worse than ending it now. So I'm not telling you to end your relationship, but again, make the decision that's best for you and her, and make sure you talk about it. If you guys are even thinking about talking about marriage, you guys should have that open relationship where you should be able to talk about stuff like this freely and openly. So, that's pretty much it. If there's anything I didn't cover, or you have a follow-up question, let me know. I'm here for advice, and I'm here to help you out. So that's pretty much it. And everyone else out there listening, again, this is only episode 1. I have episode 2 that I'm going to be making shortly, and I need more questions. I need more advice requests. So get them over to me, and I'll do my best to answer them. I hope you guys enjoyed. Talk to y'all later. I'm out. Peace.